welcome back to part 2 of Becoming a Millionaire series with Julia. So excited to be back with you all. Today, we're going to talk about millionaire myths and the things that we have either personally had to break through for ourselves to step into wealth, or what we've seen in the work that we've done with our clients, because we see lots of similar patterns that once you break through these things can open up so much for you. So welcome back, Julia. Thanks for being here again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes. So I'll ask you, because I know you have supported so many entrepreneurs in stepping into their first 7 figures. What do you think is one of the biggest myths that you've seen your clients hold before they start the journey, or what's maybe holding them back?
I think that they feel like they have to do it all themselves.
Yeah.
that they have to do all of the things. And that is it's like oftentimes as entrepreneurs we leave our steady 9 to 5 to work 24/7.
Yeah.
And that may be true in the startup phase and getting going in business, but once you kind of get up past that startup, you have to find your rhythm as an entrepreneur, and you have to work smarter, not harder, because we all just can't do it all by ourselves. Like, we don't get to live in a solo journey world. That's
Yeah.
not how it works.
Yes, 100%. And I mean, I think one of the thought patterns that I see around that, and I will totally agree with that. I've had, first of all, myself, and that's something I still work through myself, is delegation. And feeling safe to receive, and feeling safe to trust others and things like that. But yeah, this belief, like, if I can do it, I should, right? It's like this myth that if I know how, I should do it. And that's, I think, a belief we have to break up with in order to step into greater impact, greater wealth, sharing in a bigger way, giving in a bigger
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I have found in entrepreneurs, even when they start hiring and
Yeah.
have a team of support, that they're not truly able to let go. And especially in women entrepreneurs, it's almost like this guilt that they have to, that it's like the badge of honor of like doing it all or being the leader. And they almost feel bad to put that on someone else. And
Yeah.
I think that's maybe just how we're wired as women, to be like the caretaker and in control of everything. But what the lesson I've had to learn along the way is that the truth is I don't have to control everything. And in fact, when I can get in charge, like I'm in charge of my business, like I am the CEO and the founder, but I have an amazing team that surround me
Mm-hmm.
that get to be in control of it. And
Yeah.
that, when you can bathe in that, it's so good.
Yeah.
Because you have other people that are excited about your vision. They're aligned with where you're going, and they get that ownership in that, and it elevates them as well.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like we have to stop seeing the image of a powerful woman as someone who can do it all and handle it all, but shift our perspective and shift our subconscious to start seeing this vision of an empowered woman is one who knows where their zone of genius is, knows where to give, knows where to receive, and also shares and delegates, right? That's another way
Yeah.
of sharing abundance, is by delegating. So it's like creating a new vision of what is a powerful woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the laws of like giving and receiving, it's like if
Mhm.
you really think about that, allowing someone else to give like is powerful, because think about how much you love to give.
Yeah.
And so it's like receiving is actually giving a gift to someone else and allowing them to stand in their power.
Yeah.
And so that was a really hard lesson that I have had to learn a lot to get to where I'm at now, but it's such a lesson that going to the next level is probably not working harder. And that
Yeah.
actually should feel really good to people.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. Which actually is so good, because what you said kind of debunks the other most common myth that I see, which is actually a fear of success. I see this
Mm,
all the time of like, okay, if I had $1 million, I'd have so much responsibility. Oh my God, I'd have so many clients to please. I'd have to over deliver. I'd have to give so much more, and I can't take it. And so they start associating more wealth or a bigger business with more to do. But like
yeah.
you said, the opposite is true. It's actually lighter as you grow. Like you
Yes.
should be doing less. You should be in your zone of genius more often and then delegating to other people's zone of genius more often. Do you see this fear as well, the fear of success come up within your clients?
Oh yeah, and it's they feel because usually where they're at, they're feeling the weight of their business, and they only that's of course they're going to think that more revenue, more income is going to mean more responsibility or more pressure or more like weight, and so but actually, when you create the
Yeah.
structure first for your personal finances and then the structure for business, which not only includes finances, but your organizational structure and your leadership structure, that is what will create the freedom.
Yeah.
And then it's like this beautiful harmony that you're not alone in this journey. You have like people that are equally passionate as you on this journey with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your advice to people who are afraid of, oh, well, yeah, sure, delegation is great, but then I have to manage a team. People have so much fear around managing a team. And what I'm hearing from you is structure is really big. Is there anything else that you would add to that? Or do you want to
Yeah, and I
speak
think
on that?
yeah, it's exactly what you said. As entrepreneurs, like we have to understand what our unique superpower is or what our
Yeah.
zone of genius is and stay in that. And it's true, oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we are not great managers.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, people that don't want to be entrepreneurs are typically great managers. So
Yeah.
it's like finding that person, like the yin to your yang,
Yep.
that opposite, which is it's kind of silly because it sometimes there can be opposition, like
Yeah.
because they think so differently than you do. But once you can kind of work through the relationship and make it a safe place for each of you to express your differences and honor and respect each other, that's what I have found that makes like a business like kind of go to the next level is they
Yeah.
have someone else in their business that's the strengths to the owner's weaknesses.
100%. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I want to bring a little bit of manifestation into this too, because I did this course called How to CEO, where I was like, I need to learn how to hire people, how to all the
Yeah.
things, right? How do I CEO? How do I build a team? And I thought she was going to give me all the strategy and structure. And her name's Chris Flackey. I really love her. And she's like, Jamie, you're a manifestation coach. What's the first step to manifesting? I'm like, getting crystal clear on what I want, getting into the it is done energy. She's like, you start right there. And I was like, oh my God, wait. I can manifest aligned team members. I can manifest an amazing team. So what's actually super interesting is that's what I do, right? Is I really get into getting crystal clear on what I want, what kind of person that is, what their zone of genius is, what I'm able to do. And I write out the vision first and I use that as a template. And I will tell you what, I used to be scared of having a team. I'm obsessed with my team. I love my team. It's just
Yeah.
amazing. And I feel the same, like getting to know your team. You have such an amazing team too. And it's just so fun. It gets to be collaboration. It does not have to be heavy. And I think there's just so many misconceptions around that, which we could probably talk about in an entire episode. But we will cover this in the mastermind and
I
we
was
will
going to
clean
say
up
that'll be
any
the
of your
mastermind.
beliefs. We'll
Yeah.
clean up any of your beliefs about growing a team, scaling your business, and it being heavy or hard. It can be so fun.
And also too, how many people are like doing fractional work now that
Yeah,
to have access to rockstar team members is not as expensive as it once was. And
yeah,
so that's like
so true.
there's so many opportunities for that. Yeah.
100%. Totally. What would you say is another myth that you see come up around people who are either on the journey of creating wealth, growing their business, becoming millionaires, or even those that are in the very beginning phases?
Yeah, I feel like there's a disconnect between, oh, they're millionaires and I'm here, and there's like they don't really see themselves as a possibility of becoming a millionaire. And
Yes.
so, what some of the work that I've done is like, putting yourself in that future self, like actually having a relationship with your future self
Yeah.
and going on like a visioning journey of what does that look like, what age will you be, like exactly what you want, which I'm sure is like a lot of what you teach is
100%. This is why we get
embodying
along
that.
so well. We bring the yin and the yang together. It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at one, it's like the shift of I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I don't know how. I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. It's all of those that like we just have to stop ourselves in our track from saying that
Yeah.
and get resourced.
100%. It's like I see that I can't because my job doesn't grow like that. I can't because my type of clients are like this. My clients will only pay this amount. My structure can't scale that way, and I like my structure. And I that's where the magic of coaching comes in, because we'll get in there and be like, "Wait a minute. My friend, that is not truth. That is a thought that is holding you back."
Yeah.
And I completely agree. It's the I can't because, and just seeing yourself as separate. And that was something that I used to do. I used to think, well, what the heck are all those other people doing? And, that allows them to buy a house or have that level of wealth or have this or that. And yeah, I had to do that it's an identity shift, and it's a self concept, and it's a choosing who you want to be versus listening to who you were told you are.
Yeah.
And that's a choice.
Yeah, and I also think it's like a claiming. It's
Yeah.
like it's a stepping in, like we're all worthy. It's a stepping into our worth and like expanding it and claiming it. And
Yeah.
it's just amazing the miracles, the magic that happens
Yeah.
when you open yourself up to that like abundance and claiming that, like things just kind of fall into place.
Yeah. Most people don't realize it's something that they can decide. Like you said, I love the claiming. It's so true. It's a
Yeah.
choice. You can just decide, I want to become a millionaire and I'm going to learn it. And again, this is what both of us are sharing so much, is it's a skill you can learn. Like, of course, we're not taught this in school. None of us were, but you can absolutely learn it. You chose to, I did, and it's amazing what happens. And speaking of worthiness, I think that's another big myth, is I'm not worthy. Who am I? I don't do enough, I don't give enough, or who am I to make $1 million? I'm not worthy of it. Is there any message that you have for the person who has some worthiness stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that was my journey.
Mm,
So and how it manifested was like a work addiction because I
yeah,
would, go make the next sale and feel that would make me feel worthy. And I'm
yeah,
like, and then it was never satisfying. And so it was really having to take a time out and say, where do I get my worth from?
yeah,
It's not from money. And, each goal that or financial goal that I set for myself, it becomes less and less impactful, where
yep,
I'm at in my journey. And so I think we all have to like have that journey for ourselves, but understanding that the money doesn't give you worth. It's
yes,
the self-worth. It's who you become in growing that wealth and
yeah.
becoming a millionaire is better than any of the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you shifted to? I know you said it's the inner worth, but how did you make that shift from I need to prove the next sale, I need to work harder, to wait a minute? Like, what if it's not that?
Yeah. I think it was like I feel like the shift actually happened in COVID. Like I remember writing out my perfect day as an exercise, like an
Yeah.
envisioning exercise, maybe a couple years before the pandemic. And then the pandemic happened And I think it was about like April or May in 2020. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm living my perfect weeks.
Yeah.
I'm I'm like home. I have my kids with me. I'm working out. Like
Yeah.
it's all perfect. And then I'm like, and it still didn't feel like enough. And
Yeah.
so it was like the chance to slow down and really reflect and understand I was tying to my worth was tying to doing, and I had to
Yeah.
rewind that to no, who I am is worthy.
Yeah.
And I have a strong belief in God, and that it was like having those conversations of there's nothing I need to do
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And so I still like to do things, I still like
Yeah.
to go for it, but it's not from a pushing, it's more
Hmm.
from like a pulling of my higher purpose.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Yeah. I completely agree. I feel the more I feel connected to the divine and connect into that divine and take the
Yeah.
time and the space and the intention for that, that's what builds up my truth of the worth that I truly am, and that it changes so much. And
Yeah.
that's why I think it's so important to have that. And, yeah, have that.
Yeah, and
It makes a big difference.
it does. Like, and it's different for all of us. It could be
Yeah,
meditation. It could be going for a
100%.
walk in the woods. It could
Yep.
be going to the beach. It could
Yeah.
be, and there's no one right or wrong way. And
Hmm.
so I think that's what my hope would be for these women in this mastermind is like we're going to be that power assist to how they become a millionaire their way.
Yeah, totally. So let's debunk one more myth.
Okay.
I think one of them that I see a lot is, and I had this, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good at
Wow.
math, which is actually hilarious because I'm like, we have calculators. Like, why
Exactly.
do we have to be good at math? Like, I don't ever really use math
And I was
around
horrible at
this.
math.
Me
Horrible at
too.
math.
Me too.
Yeah. Yes. And here I'm in finance. So, yes.
Yes. So, what would you say to the person who feels like you have to be really smart or logical or no structure or math or anything like that?
Yeah, throw all that out the window. Like
Yeah.
money is energy, money is a resource, and it's like yes, you have to have a system and a
Yeah.
structure to grow and keep and build your business and money, but that's all something that is learned. Or what I find the entrepreneurs that we work with, either
Yeah.
they're resource and they love to do that, or they're really good at hiring someone to
Yes.
help them with that. And
Totally.
so you don't have to be the expert, but you do have to want it. You do
Yeah.
have to like it can't be something you avoid. And that is just something I see all the time is
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
avoiding money and
Yeah.
thinking someday you'll figure it out. And I would just challenge you to it's like it's never going to be different or the right time. You just have
Yeah.
to start figuring it out and pay attention to it.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that I'm really excited about with our group is that we're going to like actually hold your hand through that process, because I know it can feel super overwhelming. How do I begin looking at money? What do I even do? What am I actually looking at? And we're going to be doing money dates in there. There's going to be accountability. And Julia's going to be teaching some structure and what to actually do when you're looking at money and how to stop avoiding it. And I'll help with the inner work that might come up, or the resistance, and clearing any resistance to looking at it, because it's so true. It's something you have to stop avoiding it. You got to start coming into relationship and having fun with money, because
Yeah.
money wants to be around people who love it and who are having fun with it, right? So
Yeah.
just that shift is really big, and who pay attention to it. It actually, yeah, it's an energy that, it's a relationship. It's just like, if you're in relationship with someone that you're completely avoiding and not looking at and running away from, they're not going to want to be around you. And money's the
Yeah.
same way. So
Yeah.
I love it. So good. Well, I'm so excited for next week, because we are going to be diving into why you should become a millionaire and what the journey really looks like. So join us next week for that episode. And thank you again, Julia. I will see you next week.
Bye.